Everybody, welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name, and welcome to the first Ethereum Restart video. So, Ethereum Restart is a game that is coming out soon. I don't exactly know when. I heard in their Discord some people were talking about June, but I don't know if anything's been officially released yet. Hopefully sooner. But I will start making content on this sooner rather than later. This is probably the next big thing. Other content creators I know are covering it. I suspect RNJ will, because he was looking for the next big thing. I know Hockey from Sort of Convallaria is. Vulcan, I've heard him talk about it on podcasts. So this will absolutely have a big wave of content creators and a lot of coverage. What is this game? This is okay, first of all, I will be in the content creator program. I have not signed anything yet, so I'm not in the content creator program yet. But if you're going to look at it, all right, you're going to think Honkai Star Rail, all right, at least at first, based off like some of these screenshots, okay? And here's my thing. I haven't got to play it, but it is here, let's open the Steam page here. There's a couple good screenshots in here of, right, you're going to have teams of 4 in RPG battles. Now, I believe what is different about this compared to something like Honkai Star Rail is, yes, this is going to have its story mode, and it's probably going to have all those kinds of game modes. But I believe this is more focused on a PvP. So competitive or not, I don't know. However, I really enjoy PvP in these style of games when it's really at the forefront. In a game like Sort of Convallaria, where you have to like friendly challenge friends, or you have to wait for the once every 6 months they release an event for PvP, that kind of bums me out. When the game has PvP as like a core design philosophy, I really like that. So I'm really excited for that. So as you can see here, the art style, it's reminiscent of other kind of anime games in this genre. You know, I'll be honest, their waifus are waifus. That is a playable character also, apparently. This is her. So the waifus are waifus. The badass characters are badass. His shoulder pad is a book that's bolted into his arm. How is that not badass? Honestly, I do think the designs are pretty good. And obviously, I tend to like the cooler looking male characters, like I like this. But they also have, like, you know, they got the hotties with the bodies. They got the dudes with the boods, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so this is going to be the next big thing, and it is a turn-based RPG. If we look here, pre-registration is now open, and honestly, they've been just kind of tweeting a lot recently. They're definitely ramping up for release, so I will be surprised if it's in June, but I guess you never know. It's hard to tell. One thing I do want to mention, yes, this game is going to be it seems mostly about competitive PvP, you know, using different team comps and they're making a PvP game. However, there also does seem to be a very large amount of PvE content. However, the way I expect, the world is rich of PvE content, expect this to work is probably going to be more along the lines of, like, you're going to, kind of like Honkai Star Rail, I guess, in the sense that you're going to get to a point and then it's going to be done. But there's not going to be a lot to grind endgame, I suspect. You'll be able to refight bosses and stuff, it sounds like. But I bet most of, like, what's going to keep you playing is, you know, getting your characters to max strength and then fighting in PvP battles. That's going to be most of the engaging endgame content, I assume. And so that's just something I've really wanted for a while. When Honkai Star Rail came out, I was hoping it would have a lot of PvP. It didn't. When Sort of Convallaria came out, I was hoping it'd have a lot of PvP. It didn't. Of course, you know, you could consider me biased. I am going to be in their content creator program. But the moment I found out about this game, which I'll admit was relatively recently, I was just like, I get a lot of offers to play games. Not like I'm some bigwig, but there's a lot of like, oh, would you play our game? Here's a key. And it's just from like random indie games, right? So even Sort of Convallaria, I ignored the email when I first got it. And then I'm looking at games I'm interested in, and I'm like, wow, this game looks really good. And so when I first got this, I wasn't really that interested. Then I started looking at the game, and I'm like, the budget here is actually, like, a lot of gacha games have like big budgets for like cutscenes and stuff. Like, even like Dislight and stuff, games that I don't know how, like, if they actually had huge budgets behind them. But like, you look at almost every aspect of this game and what they present, and the screenshots, right? You know, like these character designs, it just looks like there's a lot of like money put in here, right? Which is, you know, which is good. It is exciting. I am hoping the game is free-to-play friendly. I don't know yet. And when I say free-to-play friendly, I don't mean you're going to be able to top the leaderboards in a PvE-focused gacha game free-to-play. But you know what I mean, is like, hopefully you'll be able to collect most of the rewards, and you will be able to punch up a little bit. If you're a free-to-play player, and someone spends like, I don't know, 50 to 100 bucks a month, maybe you could beat them, right? You're not going to beat the players that are spending 500 to 1,000 every month. But hopefully you'll be able to punch up a little bit. And even if, like, it's fun to play football, even if you're not in the NFL, you know, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I don't think people should get too discouraged about not being able to be the best at it in terms of like the most power, because you don't want to spend the most money. You could still just have a really good time with a really fun game. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it. This is the next big thing, in my opinion. I'm going to be diving into it pretty soon. I believe they have a closed beta coming out. I believe I'm going to get access to a server that they told me I'm allowed to make content on and show whatever's in there. So I have to get that set up, make sure that it's all okay. But yeah, expect some more Etheria restart videos in the short term. Then we'll probably take a break if it's not coming out till June, and then we'll jump deep into it once we actually get a full release of the game. But yeah, expect Sword of Convallaria to not be on a hiatus. I'm still going to make content for it, but it's going to be less consistent for sure. It's going to be sprinkled in, as opposed to, you know, like instead of coming out with a daily video, I'll come out with like a couple, you know, 1 or 2 videos a week probably, is my guess, but we'll find out. Anyway, hope you guys are excited for this game as I am. And if you're not, you really should look into it. I think you could, I think you're going to have a good time. I think this could be, if you're into Sword of Convallaria and Honkai Star Rail and just other games that are in that kind of genre, tactics games or turn-based games, I think this one looks like it's going to be worth checking out. Anyway, guys, that's all for this one. Much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye!
On the rise, watch the views go.